All right, this is probably a video that's not going to win me too many fans, but this has come up twice here recently, and I just wanted to touch on it because it's something that I always, it makes me take pause when I hear someone say this. You hear people when you're talking about knives and things, especially nicer knives, usually nicer knives, but sometimes lower end knives. I can't afford that. I'll never afford that. I would love to have one, but I can never get that. So first of all, I want to talk about what afford means, and this is Merriam-Webster's definition. A, to manage to bear without serious detriment. B, to be able to bear the cost of. So what I take that to mean is without robbing any banks or without going hungry or without anything drastic, you can come up with the money for whatever piece of gear it is that you're looking for. And there are two main reasons that I focus on when I hear that saying. First is the people in the South have a saying, we don't borrow trouble, which essentially means you don't speak negativity upon yourself, your family, your friends, your loved ones unduly. You know, it's kind of like the same thing as if you have a superstitious family member playing around on crutches, playing around in a wheelchair, things of that nature. You don't do those kinds of things because it's frowned upon. So I never understand why somebody counts themselves out immediately. The second part of that is you would never look at a child or a spouse or someone that you love and care about and go, yeah, you know what? That's great, but you'll never do that. I mean, you always try to strive and work towards whatever the goal is. Now, if you fall short, you fall short, but you always strive to work towards that goal. You don't just automatically count yourself out. So I don't get that. The second thing is usually people that bring this topic up, when I look at some of the things they do, and we all waste money. We all waste money, whether it's Starbucks in the morning or eating lunch out with your coworkers in the afternoon, or you got all these cable packages that you don't even watch, NFL Sunday ticket, $200-300 a year. We all have things that we waste money on. Saying that to say this, if we shift around some of that money that we're wasting, we can probably find the money, even if it's over time, to put back into whatever piece of gear you can't afford. So that's the second part of why I don't get that comment, and I always pause with that comment. And there are lots of ways to do this. I recently, and everybody's situation is different. I recently was fortunate enough to have some nice pieces of gear I wasn't using. I sold all the stuff that I wasn't using, and I was able to come up with enough money for top of the line Wicked Edge and some additional stones and strops without taking any money out of my pocket. So every guy, most guys, ladies too, you have hobbies, you have things that you haven't touched in years. So instead of letting them sit around and collect dust, why not put them up on Facebook Marketplace or whatever that thing is called, or whatever, you know, yard sale or whatever it is, and get rid of some of those things. We all have things that we waste. One big thing that I do that I know works is if I break $1 or whatever, I take that change and I bring it back in the house and I put it in a container. And usually within about 6 months, 8 months, I have over $100 in that thing. Now, I know what some of you will say, I don't spend cash. Fair enough, but plenty of banks have the option, and I can't remember what you call it, but when you have change, it goes over into your savings account. Turn that feature on. If you don't have that, if you're a digital person, there's Acorn, there's Stash, there's all these different apps where you can not only withdraw money to be saved in an account, but invested. So there's that option as well. So there are all kinds of options other than the obvious. Like I said, you get home on Monday after work, you're exhausted, you know, the wife wants to sit down and talk, the kids are running around, and you're like, I'm not getting ready to get in the kitchen and cook anything. So you call up the pizza man and he delivers you $40 worth of pizza when you've got food that you've already paid for in the refrigerator that you could have cooked, or some leftovers. I ate leftovers when I was a kid. It never killed me. But again, that talks about just shifting some of our lost opportunities to put money in a different place. Now, that might not be your place you want to put it at. You might want to use the same strategy and put that money in a savings account for a family vacation over the summer. Either way, I just feel like when we tell ourselves we can't afford something, we're really missing out on an opportunity, and we're really not maximizing our chances of reaching different goals. Now, I'm assuming, like I said, all these things are an assumption, but if you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you have enough leisure time to sit around and look at a video. I'm assuming you have a smartphone or a computer. That means you have a data plan or you have internet. So you've already got plenty of stuff. I mean, how much does internet cost a month? $50, $100? I mean, how many people have the fastest internet package you can get? So, you know, again, I'm not talking about people that are destitute, borderline homeless, and just looking for their next meal. You know, that's a totally different situation. And if you are watching the video and you're in that situation, I would encourage you to turn the video off, and I would encourage you to focus your priorities in other places. Again, no disrespect, but we always talk about what we can't do, but are we working towards that goal? Are we making our best effort, or have we just counted ourselves out without even thinking things through? Just something to think about, guys. Like I said, I know a lot of people won't be happy with the video, but it is what it is. Appreciate you guys watching. Giveaway coming, details to come within the next week or so. Hope you all are having a great summer. Remember, a lazy man carries a dull knife.